Inauguration set to take place on Friday. There's a surge of anti-Trump rhetoric and rumour surrounding his election. Now, the Russian president's had to comment on the fake news and the damage it's doing, as well as the rise of protest activity. Murat Gazdiev explains.
Well, there's two sides to this coin. You know how Trump gets bugged about Putin? Well, Putin gets bugged about Trump in equal measure. Nevertheless, it's a big day coming up on the 20th, the inauguration of the 45th president of the United States, and they're expecting quite a crowd, up to 1 million people. 22 rallies, protests have already been organized. They're going to be attended again by up to 1 million people, many of whom are against Trump. And here the fear, the concern is that given how strongly some people feel about Trump, that things could get out of hand. And this has happened before in Ukraine, in Maidan, the Maidan Revolution 3 years ago. And that was one of the points that Vladimir Putin made.
Willingly or unwillingly, but those who are trying to undermine the US president-elect's legitimacy are greatly harming US interests. It seems like they trained in Kiev and are now ready to stage another Maidan in Washington with the aim of preventing Trump from taking office.
Vladimir Putin referring to events 3 years ago that happened in Kiev, in Ukraine, where there was a violent coup against the government. The government was toppled. Nevertheless, here we have a situation in which the media has been overwhelmingly against Trump. There has been a sort of hysteria. The whole term fake news has only appeared really during this election season. And Vladimir Putin was also making the point that all these stories, fake news as Donald Trump calls them, for example, there's memos, secret memos written with a lot of errors, but alleging that Donald Trump hired call girls in Moscow. Vladimir Putin didn't think much of that.
The people who are ordering this kind of fake, which is now being distributed against the president-elect, are fabricating them and using them in political battle. They're worse than prostitutes. They have no moral restrictions.
Certainly no punches pulled there. Nevertheless, many of the people who are so against Donald Trump were themselves seen in Ukraine, supporting the revolution there, the violent coup, many congressmen, senators, other politicians. Still, there's no way to tell how the weekend, how the rallies will pan out. We'll have to wait and see.